How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. The following bizarre mysteries are sure to freak you out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more scary content. Just like this. Antarctica is a mystery for many all on its own. After all, the continent doesn't get visited by droves of tourists like many other places on Earth, instead mostly attracting scientists and researchers due to its harsh weather conditions. This has led to plenty of conspiracy theories being spread about the vast cold area at the bottom of Earth. One YouTuber, Mr. MBB333, has come across something he couldn't quite believe while looking up coordinates on Google Maps. What's shown has been the cause of much speculation amongst conspiracy theorists online. In the video, the YouTuber has uploaded a screen recording of him accessing the strange phenomenon on Google Maps.
That's the thing, this is kind of out here by itself.
He zooms in on the subject in question, in which we can see a dome-shaped structure on a mountain in the middle of the snow.
That is a vent, that is not a pond or a large lake.
The YouTuber explains what he sees happening here. He believes there's a dark, wide opening in the ground that is most likely a thermal vent of some kind.
This is over 150 feet wide. That looks like a vent, some sort of a thermal vent possibly that goes underground.
The vent is partly covered by a metal shield that makes up the dome look of the structure. This shield looks to be man-made, unlike anything seen in nature.
Here, to me, looks like it's made of some sort of a metal or metal alloy. Here it is, slightly enhanced.
Nearly all of the comments were confident that this strange structure had to be something cooked up by one of the world's governments. The object that sits over the dark hole certainly looks like it could be made of metal, and even seems to have a rim on the edge of it.
This here looks like a man-made structure to me. This is like some sort of a support bar. That's the way I look at it. That looks like a helmet almost, like some sort of a dome.
Moreover, the structure doesn't seem to fit in naturally with the rest of the landscape, making it hard to believe this is just a natural phenomenon.
That's just kind of there all by itself.
But what do you think's happening here? Let me know your theories in the comments section below.
To me, that looks like some sort of a dome over an opening that goes in the ground.
For one eagle-eyed Google Maps user, the Hidden Underbelly 2.0, a glance under a bridge seems to have unearthed something very unsettling. The screen recording of Google Maps brings us to a bridge above a body of water located in the northeastern United States. We can see a paved pathway under the bridge, as well as a wall to the left where the bridge sits. The YouTuber zooms in on this wall, and we can now see something chilling. What looks to be a type of ghostly white face with dark eyes staring directly into the camera. Some have noticed this face resembles the mask worn by notorious serial killer Jason Voorhees of the Friday the 13th franchise. In this case, the mask could be just a leftover bit of costume. Others were more prone to believing the face was a kind of large drawing or graffiti done on the wall to give the appearance of a face peering out at viewers. So whatever the case may be, one thing's for sure, this is not a bridge to walk under for the faint-hearted. Some users of Google Maps are hoping to get a glimpse of an ideal vacation destination by searching various areas of Earth. For one Instagram user, Vanessa Hammond, her search for the ultimate hotspot led to a discovery that raised the hairs on many a viewer's head. Fortunately, this is one mystery that's been provided with a somewhat comforting explanation. The video Vanessa Hammond shared on Instagram is a screen recording of her scanning the Australian coastline. She zooms in on one particular area that caught her attention. We can see what looks to be a massive hexagon shape covering a large region of the Australian coastline. In the hexagon are orange lines that stretch out through the entire shape. The Instagram user became instantly scared after seeing this hexagon, believing it to be alien in nature. Immediately, theories began pouring in as to what it could be. including a kind of crop circle, an ancient carving, or an alien settlement. After some time, it was finally discovered that this is indeed Tower Zero at the Harold E. Holt Naval Communications Station, located 6 kilometres north of the town of Exmouth in Western Australia. The tower station was built during the 1960s as a US base to provide communications to the US Navy. The station's towers and tower connections give it its impressive hexagon shape, as seen in satellite images. So, even though we do know what this is, there's no denying that it's one trippy sight. The Chernobyl disaster of 1986 remains the greatest nuclear disaster in all of history. Thousands of individuals died, and the costs for repair mounted up to the billions. Still, many individuals remain very interested in what happened, and have taken to Google Maps to explore the area in which the disaster occurred. One TikTok user hidden on Google Earth managed to find something incredibly eerie in the area that has many convinced there are stranger things happening in the region than what we may know about. In the TikTok clip, the user zooms in on a particular building located in Ukraine. We are then taken to the inside of the building, where we can see papers and letters scattered along the floor. The TikToker moves the screen to the left, where the figure in question appears. We can see what looks to be a creepy figure sitting on the windowsill. Some think it's a very short, older man dressed in a cloak that covers his face. However, many have suggested that this figure is just a statue left behind. Its tiny size and the fact that it remains completely dormant definitely gives this theory credence. However, some think the statue could be some kind of altar. Could it be someone's entered the no-go zone and started worshipping at a makeshift altar? Unfortunately, until further information comes to hand, this strange sighting will have to remain a complete mystery. There's plenty of legendary sightings that people claim to have seen over the years. Some of the most popular legends include Bigfoot, UFOs, and Thunderbirds. The crypto crew has managed to gather hundreds of supposed sightings by individuals across the world, with some sightings heard from the grapevine and others first-person accounts. It's an eclectic and interesting map that highlights where the sightings took place. I'll put a link to it in the description box for you to have a look at. Here's some of the more notable sightings we found on the map. While climbing Mount Lafayette in Ohio with a friend in June of 2012, a woman claimed to have spotted 3 potential Bigfoots, as seen from a hiking trail. She caught a glimpse of 3 large black bodies resting behind a tangle of trees. She snapped a few pictures before quickly leaving the site with her friend, as they were afraid they had come across 3 resting black bears. It wasn't until the woman came back home and uploaded the pictures to the computer that she realized that the bodies didn't resemble bears at all. In the photo she shared, it is indeed easy to see some big black forms on the ground behind the trees. Though the picture is so blurry, they could have easily have been rocks or other similar formations. Kentucky State Representative Rick Nelson claimed he saw some UFOs in Middlesbrough, Kentucky in 2012, 6 of them to be exact. He shared a clip on Facebook where viewers can see an orange-yellow light darting around the sky. Unfortunately, the footage is extremely blurry. Followers of his decided to go outside for themselves to see if they could spot something similar, with others claiming they also saw multiple very bright lights in the sky. As there were other similar sightings in the area close to when this one was seen, does make you wonder what the witnesses actually saw. Thunderbirds are legendary creatures that derive from Native American folklore. The birds are said to be massive in size and have super strength and supernatural abilities. There have been supposed sightings of these birds across the continent of North America. One man shared a photo he took while fishing in Canada, in which he believes he's captured this legend on film. He explained that he had noticed one particular bird because it seemed to be flying at a much higher altitude than the birds around it, and it seemed much more massive in scale. A zoom in on the photo does indeed show a very large dark-coloured bird flying high up in the sky, though whether it's legendary or not remains up for debate. Of course, there'll always be those who believe in these sightings and those that remain skeptics. Perhaps the best way to see how you feel is to browse the map for yourself and read some of the encounters. Again, I'll put a link in the description box below, check it out. More than 6 million dead individuals lie in the Paris catacombs. The structure started to be built in the 18th century as a result of an overflow of bodies in the cemeteries in the city. Nowadays, visitors can go underground and immerse themselves in the dark and dead-centric atmosphere. Those who either don't have the chance or the particular desire to see the catacombs in person have taken to Google Maps to get a glimpse of the area for themselves. The Daily Star UK shared a clip from one Google Maps user that saw much more than he originally bargained for when looking up the Paris hotspot. In the clip provided, we see a screen recording of the Google Maps user exploring the catacombs. The user moves the camera around where we can see inside one of the vaults. The user stops panning the camera around when he spots something in the hallway. He then zooms in where we can make out a translucent figure standing in the center of the hallway. He zooms in for a closer view of the figure, which is hard to make out, but clearly mysterious. The fact that the catacombs are home to the bones of millions of dead humans makes the possible appearance of a ghost not unthinkable. Moreover, the transparent color and shape of the unknown figure is also questionable. Of course, some still want to believe that the person captured here is a live, breathing human that just happened to be caught strangely on film. However, until further info comes to hand, we may never know the truth behind this strange sighting. While many discoveries on Google Maps are exciting and often beautiful to look at, there are some discoveries that have left those who have stumbled upon them downright terrified. That was the case for YouTuber ZS Life Productions in Indonesia, who came upon a figure that could very much be a ghostly legend come to life. The YouTuber records someone else looking up an address on Google Maps on a computer in the video. The computer locates the address and gives viewers a street view of the location. The individual using the computer points to something on the screen. The camera operator zooms in and viewers can see what looks to be a terrifying ghoul with piercing red eyes standing in a dark field at nighttime. On its own, the ghoul is horrifying by itself, but when given context by other viewers, the figure becomes even creepier. In Indonesia, where the ghoul was spotted, there's a belief in a type of ghost named pocong. These ghosts are said to be the soul of a dead person come back, entrapped in the shroud or white fabric they were buried in. Of course, some believe this was just a prank done by a person in a cloak. With the information we have, it's hard to say what's true, but it's definitely not a pleasant sight. Before we take a look at a Google Street View that claims to have spotted Bigfoot, remember to hit that subscribe button, tickle that little bell icon there, and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Also, remember to take that thumbs up button out on the town and show it a damn good time. The elusive Bigfoot. It seems that thousands have claimed to have spotted him around the world, but there's never been any concrete proof the mythical beast exists. That is, until one TikTok clip shared by Hidden on Google Earth has caused all sorts of viewers to go into a frenzy. Has Bigfoot finally been found thanks to Google Maps? A camera films the TikToker zooming in on Google Maps on a tablet. The TikToker goes into Street View where we can see a vast field of trees. He turns the camera and all of a sudden we can see the enormous creature that's causing all the stir. The TikToker zooms in and we can make out what seems to be an extremely tall, hairy beast with an ape-like face looking directly into the camera. So many viewers were convinced that proof of Bigfoot had finally appeared thanks to this TikTok. Others were quick to cast doubt, saying this could easily be a man wearing some kind of monkey suit. It's been found that some individuals, when spotting the Google car that snaps Google Maps pictures, quickly try and dress up to fool future viewers. If this is the case, the prankster has certainly succeeded this time around. Now, if you want some more unsolved mysteries, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, this massive paranormal playlist here will freak you out. Now, remember to leave us a comment down below. We love getting your feedback, and pulverize that thumbs up button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.